Hi, this is the Songbird. I survived mental abuse, emotional abuse, gaslighting, physical abuse, kicked in the head, punched in the head, slapped, cut, many cuts, many permanent knots under my skin. And for those who I know personally that are ignorant, that's going to say, is she trying to get attention? Is she, if I'm just doing this for attention, or if I want somebody to feel sorry for me? No, I don't. This is for those who have endured the things that I'm talking about. If you've never endured these things and you're very young, less than 30 years old, you might want to watch this. If you're older than 30 and nobody never slapped you or kicked you in the head or any of those things, or slammed your head in the wall or on the floor or any of it, or gaslighting if you've never been hit and they just gaslight you. You know, gaslighting is like when you put your keys down and you go back in the room while you're getting ready for work or whatever, you're ready to do whatever, you're going to go to the store, whatever, and you go back and you know that you put it there, but it's gone, and the mate pretends not to, that you're just a nutcase. If you ask them, did you move the keys? And they'll yell at you and scream at you, or they'll softly just tell you that you're a nutcase, that you never put those keys there, and why are you bothering me about it? Or why is it my problem? Or, they say things like that to you because they're abusive. When all they had to do was say no. Or if they say, I'm busy in my own thing doing what I'm trying to do, why are you asking me? That's abuse. When all they had to do was say no. So you're being abused, okay? It's not normal. It doesn't matter you grew up with it with your sisters and brothers and you talk to each other that way because somebody taught you the wrong thing. Yeah, I said it. Somebody taught the wrong thing, because that's not normal. It's common. It's very common. Almost everybody does it. They insult each other. They say it's normal because that's what they've been taught. That's how they grew up. When you know that it's not normal? When you can't have a conversation without doing it. That's when you know it's a learned behavior. If you can't have one conversation with one person without insulting them and pretending like it's a joke, then you've been taught all the wrong things. You and whoever does it together every day that you grew up with, and saying that it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal, because you've been taught by the wrong people the wrong things. It's definitely not part of survival. It is not. That is not. No. That's nothing to do with surviving every day. Definitely it could get you fired from many jobs when your mouth becomes so sarcastic that you don't even know when you're disrespecting the boss, or you don't even know how to dress to go get a job. You don't know how to dress. It's not about, I don't want to change myself for these people, which are your people because we are one. It's not about conforming to something or being conditioned. That has nothing to do with that. It has to do with following rules. We live on this planet. It's full of rules everywhere. Even me, I'm a signed starving artist. And no matter how much money I get or don't get, it doesn't mean I get to do what I want. That's not what it means. That's definitely not what it means. They will block me. I wouldn't be able to do nothing anymore or get another dollar. And this is my last job on this planet at this age. This is my last job. The singing is not for just because I want to sing. These are messages. They come from the other side. That is real. They ain't coming from me. half of some of the songs I sing, I don't talk like that. And no, it's not from me. That's not the point. The point is that's part of what I'm saying, but more of there's rules. There's rules. I don't care what age you are. I don't care where you came from, what you think you know, what's too old fashioned. You know, it sounds very, I'm sorry. I don't want to be judgmental and say it sounds stupid. I really don't. I just wish, people could make sense of it. But here's the thing. I started this video to talk about abuse and verbal abuse and how to recognize emotional and verbal abuse. But I don't, it's not my judgment to say it won't do any good. Because I'm sure it might do some good for 3% out of 100 people that will watch this and feel better. I can't solve your problems, but I can make you feel a lot better by understanding that I've been through it and you can get through it too. You don't have to, they say, why are you still with the, they don't. People that ask you, why are you still around the person and go do this, and they have all these solutions, what you're supposed to do. Most of them ain't even went through it. But they got all these reasons. Most of these people are, you go talk to them, they learned everything in the book and they didn't go through it. So they could judge you real quick and tell you what you should do and how you should be on medication. Why would you be on medication when people are abusing you? And then you're going to be worse because then they're really going to abuse you while you're sitting there drooling on yourself from the medication and unable to really defend yourself. And most of all, you have to have a plan. You got to have a plan. If a person is with you, male or female, just because I'm a female, it doesn't mean nothing. Most of the people that watch my channel are male. A lot of females, I don't know, I didn't do nothing to them. They don't want to look at me. They don't want to look at me. They don't want to listen to, they don't want to hear anything I got to say. Just recently, it shows that 27% have come before. It just showed 100% male. And the person that I was supposed to be with had a problem with me saying that. That wasn't jealousy. That wasn't, oh, I love her. 100% of males are watching her channel. That wasn't that. It was to hold me down, hold me back. Because that person wasn't jealous. Because if that person was jealous, they would have never left me to go be with that girl and the other girl and the other girl, claiming that they had to be with her and her and her because I couldn't talk the way that they needed me to talk. Knowing that they went to the brain surgeon with me in the beginning and spoke to the brain doctor that was treating me. Well, he couldn't really treat me. He was just looking at it every week, taking more, scans to see how it changed, how it healed. Was it, how much what the bleeding was doing that they couldn't stop because I just refused to do certain things, So if that person went with me to the doctor more than once and heard this brain doctor explain about my brain more than once, then that means that person's very evil. Every time they left and said it was my fault, or every time they explained things to their family the wrong way, it made the family think I was just a nutcase, a mean person that was over the top. The family that didn't know anything about the fact that I had brain, traumatic TBI. I just learned that. TBI. He didn't tell the family about the TBI. He just told them I was normal and I was acting up. He had people in his family telling me I was acting up. That's more abuse. Well, you get to run off and be with somebody else. You didn't tell the real truth that, every time we was trying to be intimate, how you were complaining and saying I was closing myself up on purpose and I was squeezing you too much. I don't care who hears this because it's the truth. I dare one person to get on here and tell me that I'm lying because you wasn't there. I want you to say it. And I'll tell all your secrets, all of them, including the ones I begged you not to tell, my secret. Because eventually I'm telling all my secrets, therefore nobody can tell nothing. I want you to do it. I dare you to get on here and say that I'm lying so I could tell all your bedroom secrets, all of them, everything. I want you to be mean as you was all those times while I was sitting there looking at the walls and memories, good ones, not bad ones, good ones that you purposely put good memories on me and then left and told me it was my fault. After you've been to the brain doctor with me more than 5 times in the beginning, and then suddenly I wasn't going anymore, huh? I should have kept going and told you to kick rocks. But, hey, I couldn't, right? Because I was slow, because I came back slow as hell, but guess what? I caught up now. Caught up. Didn't have to wait 50 years to catch back up. Caught up fast, right? I dared somebody to get up here and tell and say any bad words. I dare them. And why did they think I was taking all the money? Why is that every time I heard the person on the call, I ain't say your name, you better not say one word because I ain't say your name. I know way too many people for anybody to pinpoint any names. I dare you. I want you to say a word. Just say one word. Just say one word, and then I'll tell everything. I don't care who you are. I dare you to make one comment if you know who I am and you know who these people are. It's more than one. I want you to say one word, because if I whoever name I see it, I'm going to tell in everything. Because that's what I came back to tell everything. God let me come back to life to tell stuff. That is the truth. So if you want to, it's going to be good stuff I'm telling about you, or whatever it is, it's going to be real. This is my story, my autobiography. You know I was going to tell everything. I came out the morgue talking. If I wasn't talking, they would have left me back there. You know how King Solomon, he had clairvoyant. He met this guy that could tell the future, and actually everything he told him was real. So you know what he did? He cut his head off. He cut his head off because he found out that the clairvoyants could still live without a body. True. It's true. So King Solomon had a head in the back like mine, detached internally. No, he just took the whole thing off and took it in the back. Yes, and the head was still living and telling them about who to fight, who not to fight, when, and when not to do things. And what else to write in that Bible that y'all love so much. Yup. All of what he wrote did not come from God. Some of it came from the clairvoyant head that he had in the back. I think he had more than one clairvoyant head back there. Yeah, they don't die. They just stay alive without a body. Call it what you want. Call it an abomination. I don't care what you call it. God made everything, including me and some like me. God made it. But what he did was an abomination. He had no business cutting somebody's head off, taking it in the back. Now, I started off with one subject, had to go to another because, well, it's all the same. It's abusive. That was very abusive for him to take that person's head off and take him in the back. And as clairvoyant as he was, he could have seen it coming. Obviously, they were great, great friends for him to not see him come up behind him to cut that head off. Like when I got choked. I didn't see that coming. You're laughing and talking. Laughing and talking. You're not expecting nothing like that. Who's expecting that? Who's expecting somebody to grab them by the neck when they're laughing? Nobody's expecting that. When you're having a good time, you thought everybody's getting along. That's not supposed to happen. But it happens. It doesn't matter who it is. Okay? It doesn't matter that you did all the right things. You better watch everybody's hands. You better watch their hands. You better not be turning around, just because the person behind you is laughing and you don't even know what they might do to you. It's sad. If you got to worry about your own son, it doesn't matter that the motherfucker was gone for 17 years. I said the word. I'm sorry, God. It does matter. So now you know. Just like all them Lifetime movies where the kids came back to torture. Talk about, we've been looking for a long-lost family. Yeah, to torture them. To pretend like you love them. And really, all you're doing, you're causing problems, breaking these two that were close up together, taking another one, taking two sisters to lunch, paying attention to one sister. I mean, these all half-sisters, of course. Different, you have the same father, different mothers. What? You might have different fathers, same mother. Same thing. The one that was gone the longest, the one that wasn't there for whatever the freaking reason was, they got stolen or you left, or who cares what the reasons are. The reasons are, once that kid grows up, if you ain't seen that kid since that kid was little, forget about it. I'm telling you to forget about it. All you need to do is see him. Make sure you know who